But we need to look at it from the position of, well, if I'm not selling my time, then what am I actually selling? Well, you're selling knowledge. And the beauty about selling your knowledge, which is your personal expertise, is that I can take almost, well, this is what I do. I just take my clients and I break down exactly what they're doing into a step-by-step process. And I hand that back to them and say, okay, here's your proprietary signature process that you use. Once you have this proprietary process that you understand that you're going to do, you do intuitively anyway and innately anyway, and you've got a structure to work on, it makes it a lot easier for you to sell. Because now all of a sudden you have a process that you can take people through that's going to help solve a problem. It clearly defines an outcome that people can see they can get. And they're willing to invest in that.
By using their system that they're using anyway and just clarifying.
Yeah. I call it putting it's the framework around your house. Right? It's the framework of how you move and do what you do. And once you have this framework in place, now we have the proper structure. Because then once I understand how you work, then I can tell you, okay, now I understand how you take people through the problem solution experience.
Right.
That we've established what your expertise is. Now I need to understand, how do you like working with people? Well, what do you mean? Do we have to sell our time? No, we're not selling time anymore. We're actually going to sell knowledge. And knowledge can be expressed in many different ways. I can deliver knowledge in over a half a dozen, or I can show you how to sell your knowledge in multitudes of ways. Multitudes of ways. You can turn on and package knowledge. It's called access to your expertise, right? This is, I call this this kind of business model is understanding that if you're selling your knowledge, you can still build in the time factor, but I'm going to teach you how to solve the problem as the expert. You can have this knowledge in a written format called a book. I can give it to you. It's my process, and you may pay $25 for that. You could read the book, and maybe you implement a couple of the strategies and get some success out of it. And that's fantastic. But if I was to say I'm going to teach a workshop on it, what I'm teaching is still the same knowledge. It's just that now you have access to me, the person who created this process. I can charge a little bit more money for that workshop because I can teach you a little more finesse strategies that I'm going to say, you know, this particular problem, if that's what we're going to focus on, these are the really finite symptoms of it, and this is what we're going to address first. And I can give you some more inside knowledge around how to work with that.
Sure.
And you're going to pay for that because you want to really know how to work with it.
Right.
Let's say at that workshop...
But could you be using that book as a basis?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So you got a level, you got the book, and then you got the...
And it's your knowledge. It's how you do something, right?
Yeah.
So people often will turn around and start selling what I call the deliverables. So the book, the workshop, the CD series, the DVD series, the coaching group, the new this. But the truth is you kind of end up in this place where you are what I call content creation overload. You always feel like you have to come up with something new and innovative. And the truth is, if you just sit down and look at how you process what you do, break it into a system and say, this is the problem I solve, this is how I solve it, step by step. I can put it in a book, I can put it into a workshop, I can sell it as a group program, I can work with somebody individually, I can put them in a retreat session, I can turn around and create audio, video.
Oh, so you don't have to relearn anything, you just have to...
It's how you're going to take that knowledge and package it.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, it just blows open the doors of how your expertise can be leveraged. So if you want to look at a really good example of this, you know, I look at our personal development gurus that are walking around. So if you've got the Anthony Robbins, or you've got the Wayne Dyers, you've got the Deepak Chopras, even the Marianne Williamsons, they all start with these books, but then they've also developed this knowledge because they have firsthand working experience with people. And you kind of have to go through that hourly rate of, this is what I've been doing, and this is what I'm learning, and this is what I know to be true. When you kind of get to that place where I know I've seen this problem before and I know how to solve this problem, that's why it's kind of like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. I always tell clients, find the thing you know how to solve first that is very simple, that you know that you can consistently get that same kind of outcome. That's a place to start first if you want to start positioning your expertise. Once you do that, break it into some steps, and then reposition from a marketing standpoint. Now you have a basis to sell something other than yourself. Now you're selling a solution, right? Solution solving and in selling is a lot easier than selling a service, because there's lots of accountants, there are a lot of chiropractors, a lot of massage therapists. If you're just selling the service, how do you differentiate yourself?
So solution solving.
Solutions.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's come back to that. I want to stop this. And we're going to do lots of recording after this. I want to stop this.
Yep.
And we'll do solution solving.
Solution solving.
Solution solving.
Okay, I'm going to write it down.
Solution solving.